When did you first know Sukey was not like the other children?
She came out singing and dancing. I knew immediately.
Yes. Make Womb for Sukey, I believe, was produced the day after she was born, if I'm not mistaken.
There are mountains never crossed, where there are dreams forever lost. But there's a place not far from you, where it is said that dreams come true.
So here's something that I think is kind of telling. Up until a couple of weeks ago, I had no idea that Sukey was not her given name. She
Really?
just seems so Sukey.
She was born Susanna Jane Smith and was immediately rechristened Sukey. I think it happened 4 seconds after she was born.
Who loves you, baby?
People usually, if they have any memory of the name Sukey, they remember it from a children's nursery rhyme of some sort. I can't even remember. Sukey put the kettle on. Something like that. But Sukey is aware of that. She would always insist, no, my mother named me after a famous prostitute.
Was it right out of high school? She won got the personality award
Yeah.
for the America's Junior Miss.
I don't know if that was in high school or just after it, but yes, she won America's Junior Miss Personality Award representing Nevada in the national competition. She didn't win the whole thing, but she got the Personality Award, which I think they corrected later to be the Personalities Award.
Honey, dear, it's quiet time.
She attended USC undergrad from 1968 to 72 at the same time as future media darling O.J. Simpson.
She was almost through college before she really started appearing in commercials and doing stage things.
I'm not sure which things happened when. I'm sure she did stage stuff in college, probably
Sure,
in high school.
sure.
In fact, according to her sister, Carrie, at the age of 5, she was entertaining. When folks would come to the house for dinner or anything, Sukey took over.
I know what you're probably thinking. Wow, a little kid like that.
That is so very cool. Now, all of the commercial work that she did she ever talk about some of her particular favorite moments of the... Because I know that she was, she was at a commercial with the Folgers lady.
Was she? I
The
don't even remember
Mountain
that.
Grown. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I think it's on her reel. We should show some of the reel.
Tastes delicious.
Come on and get hold of a taste that's strong and bold.
Hi, I'm Gloria, a teller at First Federal Savings, and I want your money. I want it so much, I'll do almost anything to get it.
Relax. How can you always be so relaxed?
Confidence. Stay-free maxi pads? Sure, they're really comfortable. And that's why I take Fem Iron.
They smell fresh. You know, like after it's rained, it's just a clean smell. And it really lasts, even after the dryer.
Bite a little snack that'll give your lips a smack. Cracker Barrel cold pack.
There's a wild bunch of peanuts in every Snickers bar.
The ones I remember are the ones she complained about, where particularly the Chevy, whatever the hell the Chevy was.
Celebrity Eurosport. Come on in.
It's an ugly
It's
car.
a piece of shit is what it is. It took 4 days to shoot that 30-second commercial because the car kept breaking down. And she would complain, and this is very Sukey, about the line she had. You know, the husband is driving. And then Sukey would look at the camera and say, enjoy. She complained over and over. That is the stupidest line. And I've seen a lot of stupid commercials. And that takes the damn cake.
Well, here we are.
Oh, I guess it's about time we,
Brush our teeth.
Great.
We have finally arrived. We have found us a place in the sky.
Really? At stack parties?
I may have made that
I
up.
can imagine. Well,
It's hard to say.
You know, yeah.
May I have your name again, sir?
McManus. Bartholomew McManus.
Well, Bartholomew.
Just call me Barth.
Fine. The doctor will see you in a moment. Why don't you just have a seat?
Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night.
But she would complain quite frequently about the hierarchy of seniority and preference with the Mitzi Gaynor Company. She said the way it worked was star, trombone player, stage manager, mic stand, fungus, backup dancer.
You know you finally made it when you leave.
And in 1989, Sukey moved from Los Angeles to Nashville.
I don't mean to bother you, but did you two meet in a nap?
No, he rear-ended me on the Long Island Expressway.
And Sukey and Steve, that's me, met at the Bluebird Cafe sometime in late 1989 and soon began dating. And it was just after we met that Sukey and I compared recording gear that we already had. Sukey had already purchased an old, well, it was new at the time, a Fostex 8-track reel-to-reel deck and a Fostex 8-channel mixer and a reverb unit and a microphone. And I still have the AKG 414 microphone that she originally had. It's right there in the piano.
I'll be darned.
I know.
That's sweet.
We'll get a cutaway of that. And I provided an old Atari computer. At the time, it was fairly new, with no hard drive. Had two floppy drives, and that was
and a Pong.
And a Pong. That's right. And a guitar and some sort of knowledge of how to work all this stuff. And we put our gear together, and we opened the studio, which at the time was called Sukey's House of Reverb, and was the precursor to what is now my studio, Pitch Perfect Recording here in Nashville, for all your recording needs. And so when people would ask Sukey and me what brought us together, we would often reply, we liked each other's equipment.
Honey, dear, it's quiet time.
How much is that doggy in the window?
Sukey's always been afraid of dogs, allergic to dogs, doesn't care for dogs. I mean, she liked them, but she never wanted to be around them. And so her good friend Terry, who had known her for many, many years, thought, perfect gift. I think Sukey turned 38 that year, maybe 39. And Terry presented her with a Siberian Husky puppy, which Sukey immediately fell in love with and named Cheyenne. And then decided Cheyenne needs company, so she got herself an American Eskimo little fuzzball named Cherokee. And they were with her a very long time, 15 or 16 years.
I remember
each.
both of those dogs well from over at the studio in the log cabin.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy is for sale.
She read a book, I believe it started with, about the Wright brothers by Harry Combs, who either was at the time or later became president of Learjet. I believe that's where it started. Sukey read that book and just became fascinated with the whole story of these two guys who history kind of remembers them as two tinkering bicycle mechanics who just somehow accidentally stumbled into the air, but it so wasn't that. All of this led her to starting to begin to write songs, and she's always been a big fan of musical theater. And somehow she became friends with Herman Rauscher, who wrote the screenplay for the movie Summer of 42 and many other successful or not as successful pieces of work. And the two of them wrote the script. And Sukey wrote all the lyrics and all the music for what became Kitty Hawk. And they actually got some backers. And in Los Angeles in 1999, they started putting together the production of it. And then in 2000, starting in October, it ran for 10 weeks at the Court Theater in LA. And And I would say that though the production was flawed and it was a bit of a nightmare getting it up there, it's still, the music and the spirit of the whole thing still came through really well. And most people who saw it were really moved by it, including my folks who are here tonight. So in 2002, Sukey, for whatever reason, decided I must own a parrot.
Somewhere over a wall, bluebirds fly.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me.
There's this look at Dogtown, you know, that is the cutest look, and this look is so magical. They can get away with anything. It's like, Rex, did you eat all the chicken off the barbecue? Of course you do. He doesn't even know what we're saying. Of course not. So cute. Imagine if we could use that look. Miss Smith, did you know you were going 75 in a school zone? Oh, look at you, don't even know what I'm saying. Oh, look at who's licking my face. Tell you what, guys, don't try that.
North wind blows over Kill Devil Hill.
Animals ring, are you listening? Hit the line, sounds glistening. A beautiful thought, we're happy to not. Walking it down with the wonderland. Gone away, he's the bluebird, and it's time. He's the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along. Walking in with the wonderland. In the mantle we can build a snowman. Then pretend that he is Father Brian. He'll say, are you married? But I know that. But this is do the job when you're at town. Later on, we're inspired as we dream by the fire. The fresh and the brave, the better we made. Walking at our